Good Mega morning, everyone. Welcome back to Mega May, and we're going to start off our Mega Man Zero Series Saturday Showcase with some Mega Man Unlimited playing as Prototype Z. And this showcase is going to be 100% playthrough with Z-Man. Tell us a little bit about the game and get started whenever you're ready.
Alright, so this game had an interesting second playthrough idea where you could play as the prototype of Zero, which is what I'm kind of starting off with. It's like a prequel to like the X and Zero series. So let's get no, not Mega Man. Alright. So I normally like to start with Comet Woman, just so I can get that mid-air dash, which is really useful for a few of the Yoku letters. Now, something nice as Zero as opposed to Mega Man is that he gets a dash jump, so he can jump a lot further. It was a neat little nod to the Zero series, instead of just having a Mega Man clone. Now, just another little thing about Zero. When you attack as him, you actually take 1 damage. But in return, when you hit an enemy, you heal 1 HP. So it's sort of like, you have to hit your attack or you're gonna start losing HP. Ah! I suck at this game. Now, something neat about this is you can do a little thing that was in all the PSX games. If you just hold the dash button, you don't need to dash to do a long jump. You could just start out with that long jump. Alright, so we're approaching our first boss, Comet Woman. And she's pretty easy for the most part. There's not much to say about it. Right, I say pretty easy and then and then I'm gonna instantly die. So the neat thing about Zero, instead of gaining boss weapons, he learns certain moves. And these moves generally follow some way that the boss attacks. Like Comet Woman's mid-air dash, he gets that. Ah. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, let's hope that doesn't happen again. So the neat thing about Zero is he does a lot more damage than Mega Man. Especially since his attacks are rapid hit if the enemy's in the hitbox. At this rate, it's gonna take forever. Alright, last death of the run, hopefully. Alright, so here's our first Yoku letter we're getting. It's a nice little secret section. Now, if you haven't played Unlimited before, these Yoku letters will let you fight a secret boss, they'll let you fight a secret boss. You don't have to beat all the regular Robot Masters before you fight the secret Robot Master. But you do have to get all the letters. Because that's kind of the whole point to the secret idea. Now this secret boss is Yoku Man, who has an interesting, to say the least, stage. If only this Shoryuken was as broken as the one in X2. That would have been really nice. But no, it's just a Shoryuken. Basic damage. Wait, hang on. I could just jump over those things if I get the timing right. Alright, let's play the game. How many... Oh, it takes one attempt. Sometimes it takes more than one. And sometimes you lose all your HP doing the mid-air dash. Now these guys, they're just there to annoy you. You can just go over them. The dev was sneaky. They're like, oh, we'll let them screen transition, but they don't know it. I don't know what I was doing. I'm just bad at Mega Man. Ooh, that was close. I might die to Tank Man. I gotta be extra careful. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, Tank Man's projectiles are tough to dodge. Yeah, Jetman. My brain always freezes on the Robot Master Select screen like that. Alright, so this is the third Yoku letter we're getting. And on a first playthrough, this is definitely the hardest one to get. As Prototype Z, it's pretty easy, but as Mega Man, you have to do those tight little jumps. You could use Rush Coil, I guess. I forgot to mention, these platforms are a little funny. You have to walk the opposite way on them. Now, Jetman is a menace sometimes. especially on a first playthrough. So something funny, the game is actually impossible without Rush Jet, so they needed to just improvise a bit and give Prototype Z a Rush Jet clone. Which is really funny. All the mini-bosses just get demolished in, like, less than a second. Prototype Z is just too strong. Damn it. It went a lot better in practice, I'll say that. I'll just go the slow, boring top path. I'm not gonna risk that death again. Now, Glue Man is by far the easiest boss in the game once you learn him. Even just as Mega Man. He has the same attack over and over. And sometimes he does a new attack. Which is easy to dodge anyways. So Yo-Yo Man here gives one of the best abilities for Zero in my opinion. It's a neat little weapon that you get. Again, it went a lot better in practice, trust me. Just dodge all that crap. That totally wasn't a sure you can miss input. Right, so Yoku Man is... Yoku Man, where did that come from? Yo-Yo Man is normally really tricky. But as Prototype Z, he's a joke. So, as I was saying, the nice weapon you get here is the Z-Saber. It has less range than your Z-Knuckle, but it does a lot more damage in return. And it has a wider hitbox. We just see Hammerman get pummeled. And a neat little piece of Mega Man Unlimited history for you. Hammerman was originally supposed to be one of the Robot Masters. Oh, shit. He was originally supposed to be one of the Robot Masters. But instead, they kind of scrapped him and he was repurposed into a mini-boss. Is it mini-boss or mid-boss? I don't know, I use them interchangeably. So, as Prototype Z, I don't know why I would collect that. W tanks, as Prototype Z, are only for refilling your rush... Well, I think it's called the Z-Jet. Yeah, the Z-Jet. They're only for refilling the Z-Jet, which is pretty pointless in most scenarios. Right, so we're on our final regular stage here, and we're at the final Yoku letter to collect. Something else I gotta mention, it's not really about the game, it's just about setup. If you're using a PlayStation controller, you gotta use something like Steam to map it to keyboard inputs, because PlayStation controllers do not work with this game. Like, they work, but then there's the glitch where, like, you stop moving and it doesn't let you move. It only lets you sidestep, and it's really weird, so you just gotta map it to keyboard inputs. So I just use Steam to get that done. Yeah, normally you need to do a bit of platforming to get that, but it's a lot easier when you have the Shoryuken and... I really suck at this game. But yeah, normally you need to do a bit of platforming, but the Shoryuken and double jump makes that a lot easier. At this rate, hopefully we can hit the hour estimate. Because I'm fearing it might take longer. Good thing I started 15 minutes early. Ah, shit. Right, so Nitro Man, if you don't already know, there's something a bit cool about his fight. You can only hit his head part twice, and if you hit it a third time, it's an insta-kill for the arena. But for those two hits that you do hit it, it does more damage. So it's a bit of a trade-off. This is possibly the most useless ability in the game. It doesn't do much unless you're doing certain fights like Rainbow Man and maybe Proto Man, but it's pretty useless other than that. It just slows you down. Now this is my favorite stage. Sadly, we skip most of it as Prototype Z, but it's still a good stage. I'm not even gonna attempt the platforming while I'm blinded. It just ain't worth it. I've had a bad enough run as it is. Damn it. I have no idea what I was doing there. Guys, you gotta trust me, I'm a lot better off camera. That's so bad. I'm trying to rush it too much. I'm not built for speedrunning, alright? That was close. I could have easily died there. Okay, I just need to get good, eradicate all skill issues. I beat the game insta-death. I'm fully capable of this, so I shouldn't be failing. Alright, checkpoint. Hopefully I don't die twice. Because that'd be very unfortunate. Ah, damn it. Yeah, so this is just like a looping maze. Come on. Alright, I think we're on pretty good pace now. After all that, after all those mishaps that were quite unfortunate. Oh, that was close. I'm waiting that. I'm not gonna risk it. So I'm having flashbacks of that. Okay, yeah, I had flashback of that Mega Monday clip where the skipper. What is this boss theme? I sometimes hear it, I sometimes don't. Is this new or something? Am I missing something? I have no clue why this plays sometimes and not other times. Okay, but anyways, I had a flashback to that one part where the skipper, he dashed into the enemy Yoku block with the Comet Dash, and he fell into the spike, so I needed to make extra sure not to do that. Right, now we're on to the Wily stages, which should be pretty straightforward. Now, Soul Body, it's really cool. Every time you dash, a little clone comes out that attacks enemies for you. So it's a neat little ability to kill enemies a bit easier. This is one of the main reasons the game is not possible without the Rush Jet or Z Jet. Because this part requires it. You're going over a too large distance. Alright. Hopefully I don't die, and this is smooth sailing from here. Oh. Damn it! I thought I could do that. I was trying to do the Shoryuken and then the double jump, but that is not happening today. But this is... ah, shit. I really suck at this game. What? I'm actually confused. What happened there? I heard the Shoryuken sound. I didn't see the Shoryuken. Here, I'll just do this normally. This is the easiest part. How am I failing this? There we go. Holy shit, man. Those are skill issues at their worst. It's not the dying, it's just the minor inconveniences that annoy the hell out of you. Now, a nice little thing in this game is every time you screen transition, you get your dash or double jump back. So, you can do a mid-air dash on one screen and then do another on the next. And I almost died there. Good thing I didn't, because that would have been bad. For this part, I just like to Z-jet over all of this. I don't feel like doing any of this. It's boring, it's slow. Nobody wants to go through this. Now, the nice thing about the Z-Saber is it destroys most bullets. So, if he does that 4-bullet attack, you can just destroy the bullets. So really what I'm trying to say is just Zero is a lot better in every way. He's faster, he's stronger. He can jump higher. He has everything Mega Man doesn't. Okay, good thing I'm getting a lot of lives here, just in case there's more terrible skill issues. Ah. The weird thing is, to destroy those walls, you can't use the Z-Saber. You must use the Z-Knuckle with the... It's like... Hang on, I forgot what that ability is called, but it's like the one that gives you a bit of extra range. I don't remember what any of the abilities are called. I just call them what they look like. So like double jump, mid-air dash. The only name I can remember is the Z-Saber. And Soul Body. Easy. This boss isn't really that tough as Zero. Alright, now this might sound weird, but this next stage, it has the best song in the game. By far. Skill issue. I'll just use Z-Knuckle for that. Fuck. Alright, trust, guys. It's gonna be deathless from here. I need to lock in. I wasn't hitting that Mega Man Unlimited grind for nothing. I remember in practice, I died to those spikes there that you have to dash under, not once, but twice. Like, in a row. That was the ultimate skill issue. That's why Soul Body is nice. It can get all those items. Come on. There we go. Here we go. Normally, Proto Man is a really hard boss. At least he was for me, but in this, he's pretty straightforward in this. You just need to Z-Saber him a bunch. It goes through his shield. Normally, when I'm playing as Mega Man, I tend to use the rainbow laser on Proto Man, simply because it can hit him through his shield. It's a really useful ability for that reason. Right, so something interesting in this game is the refight stages. They're actually a bit unique here because they decided to include mini segments of each stage. I'm pretty sure it's half just to piss you off most of the time, especially on your first playthrough or insta-death. But yeah, it's just to piss you off. I have no other explanation for why someone would be so evil to do this. Something funny I was just thinking is it would have been hilarious if Power Guy was here just to voice Glue Man. Cause I can't do that Glue Man voice. Yeah, this is the hardest before the boss segment. Looking at the time, despite all the deaths, I think I'm on pretty good pace right now. Okay. Just do that. Perfect. Just damage boost to get that all out of the way. Then just Z-Jet. It's nice being able to absolutely destroy all the bosses with the abilities I have. Oh, something I like about this is there's no command dash, so you can't accidentally dash by double-click moving. Easy. When she's the first boss you fight, it takes a bit. When you have all the abilities, it's a piece of cake, man. That was close. My life flashed before my eyes there. Yeah, that section's a bit tricky. I always forget which way those nails go to start. Alright, final refight, and then the final boss. Alright. So you just gotta melt through base. And now it's the actual hard boss of this. This shit takes hours to beat on a first playthrough. I'm probably gonna use an E-tank once I get to the second phase. If I get to low enough HP, I'll use an E-tank. Ah. E-tank. I'll just use the E-tank. I have two. What's the worst that could happen if I use one now? Ah. I don't even think I needed that E-tank. Yep. That's the end. Now, because they couldn't just put a second prototype Z in, they did a little bit of improvising with that exploding ship there.
Very nice.
Too many skill issues, though.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. You should have seen me playing Mega Man 5 the other day. Like...
Why? What happened there?
Oh, nothing good. I had practiced it on PlayStation using a PlayStation controller. But then for the run, I had played it on Steam using an Xbox controller, and I don't know what it was.
Were the controls different?
No, it's not. It's not that. It was either like I wasn't. I think the controller difference threw me off because I don't normally play with an Xbox controller, and at least for Mega Man. So yeah. I could also.
Yeah,
just
I
been,
always use my PlayStation controller.
Yeah. Yeah, that controller is just way better for doing platformers, I feel like. Yeah.
Because I think it's more the D-pad. It's in a more comfortable position, right?
Yeah, for sure. I like the Xbox controller in general and the D-pad, but I've kind of come back around to the PlayStation after kind of switching back to the PS5 this generation.
Yeah, believe me, it's bad. I used to, for 2D platformers, I used to have to use those shitty Switch controllers, and they weren't like the good ones. They were like off-brand, like they were outsourced. They were licensed by Nintendo, but they were like these shitty outsourced pro controllers. They sucked.
Yeah, like the Power A's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're getting like a similar kind of like off-brand controller, like the 8-bit Do controllers are pretty good alternatives. And I feel like that's about it, other than the official ones. Well, hey, great job, Z-Man, on this Mega Man Unlimited playthrough. Do you have anything you want to shout out before we go to break?
Not really. Honestly.
That's just fine. A person of few words.
I have something.
Oh, go for it.
Support Kickstarter. We need this event.
Thank you.
Yes. I don't know what else to say.
No, that's perfect. Yes, definitely hit that exclamation mark Kickstarter command in the chat. Please support the Kickstarter if you can. We definitely want to bring this event to everyone. So, thank you again, Z-Man. We will be right back with Little Fat Kid playing Mega Man ZX, continuing our 0 day of Mega Man action. Stay tuned.